in the middle of chaos, wrestling this side, that side, who's directing?
Go explore.
The thing about long-term relationships is
Please send the money. About the head size disparity here. Kaya's head is larger than most humans' heads.
Hi Peter, I hope you're doing well too.
Like, my head is small. It's that her head is much larger than the average human being.
20 years ago, I came in here on near Chagford in Devon at 27, and I'd just finished my album, Speak for Yourself. I had never done a record all by myself before. I'd come with this box called a Masterlink, which was a hard disk recorder. This used to be a cowshed, and we were just hearing from Simon. When he got here from London, the cow dung was up to here, and there used to be a ramp over there, the cows came in. But now here we are replacing the cows. It's the sound of music instead of the sound of music. And because it's the 20-year anniversary, like 20 years on, because the tech's different, the way we listen to music's different.
Phil, I'm crashing out. And I want you to know the reason why I'm crashing out is because everything feels normal. And like I'm in this weird space now where over the last, I want to say, how long has it been now? 9 months? We're like almost 9 months.
Fuck ICE, the government, Kristi Noem, Donald Trump, and all those people on the Epstein list. Welcome, I am a domestic terrorist, anarchist Antifa here.
Get the out of my face with your film. You feel me? Go the over there. You too, motherfucker.
You, fat ass. Come over my side. Let's see what happens.
No one's ever killed their way to peace. I don't think we're gonna start that with that energy here, so.
Is this America? The land of the free.
Evict ICE, abolish ICE, ICE.
You're being lied to. This is a peaceful city and has been for a while. Protest is a First Amendment right.
In the words of Eminem, I am whatever you say I am, okay? But I think we all know what's going on. Like, they need a civil war, especially now the Epstein files are gonna be released. And so that's what they're doing.
This is not what America is about. This is not what the military is about. Military people who come down here and get involved should be ashamed of themselves.
It's been amazing to listen to people call this place a war zone. There are times that it does feel like that, and it does look like that. But it's only when they come out and make it one.
Kristi Noem is in here looking for a rebellion that doesn't exist.
No, I love Kristi Noem. I love what she does. I think she's gorgeous. Because she did shoot a dog, right? Yeah. I don't know about that part.
As far as I remember, the quote was because the dog was misbehaving and she couldn't bother to figure out how to train it, so.
Nothing like a good pepper spray.
I'm here because I stand against death camps. We're putting people in death camps, feeding them raw meat and bunk stacked 5 high. They don't let them see the light of day more than 1 hour a month. And all this just to enrich the terrorist CEO of Geo Group.
Geo Group has hired an army of lobbyists in 17 states while donating to over 400 candidates.
In 2017, Geo donated $225,000 to the Trump PAC. Later that year, they landed a $110 million ICE detention contract. The contract pays per head per day. So the more people locked up, the more money Geo makes.
Music heals everything, and it'll be here after the nation's gone. So in the meantime, it'd be nice if we figured out how to care for the earth and care for each other.
All right, what's up, guys? We have just arrived in war-torn, war-ravaged Portland, Oregon. As you guys can tell, it is absolutely fucking bananas out here. Over here, we have about 15 anti-Trump No Kings protesters speaking their mind about everything going on with ICE and the perhaps soon-to-be National Guard or California State Guard occupation of this particular cross-street intersection. And over here we have a couple different media members like myself, my sort of extended family co-workers, speaking their mind about what the heck is going on. Now, if you guys can't tell from my tone, I'm being a bit sarcastic. Portland, Oregon It's a beautiful, amazing place with a lot to offer. It's also been historically the heart of some pretty wild protest over the course of the past 20 or 30 years. But 2020 was the real main year. You guys remember 2020? The pandemic, the George Floyd protests?
If you don't remember, here's a quick look back in time that should help explain a bit more about the origins of President Trump's grudge against Portland, which I feel qualified to speak about because I was there. So Portland, protest-wise, simply goes harder than other cities do.
Dude, if your dad's a cop, like fucking punch him in the face. At least 50 times.
As did Seattle before gentrification.
Their arms are actually fastened into these concrete containers.
It gets a little uncomfortable. I could have dressed better.
In some ways, it's comparable to the European protest model. It's not about looting and getting free shit. It's more like a mass mobilization of thousands of people that appear from thin air at a moment's notice, equipped with laser beams, leaf blowers, shields, gas masks, incendiary devices, and sometimes other weapons, with the purpose of either disrupting government operations or confronting opposition in the streets. Most of the friends that I had growing up who dove into this world headfirst were from the anarchist, bike messenger, vegan barista, and punk rock variety, and their opposition was typically white nationalist, Christian fundamentalist, sovereign citizen types from the nearby suburbs who would come into town to antagonize. And the black bloc, or the anti-surveillance uniforming you often see them wearing, was initially a tool that was developed by Marxists in Europe in the 80s to avoid being identified and thereby doxxed for their affiliation to radical political groups. But to bring it back to my hometown one more time, it was Seattle in the late 90s that led to the rise in domestic popularity of Black Bloc, which was the de facto uniform of many of the some 40,000 protesters who showed up in downtown Seattle to protest the World Trade Organization's annual conference. Citing the devastating impacts of economic globalization on American labor unions and, of course, the rise in third world labor exploitation by these evil transnational corporations. But still, there was no explicitly named Antifa group that existed until about 8 years later when Rose City Antifa opened up in Portland, Oregon.
Rose City Antifa, and they are amazing researchers, and like that is like their like whole wheelhouse, and they do like exhaustive research on these people, and their website is a wealth of information, and they do a lot of social networking and social tracking, and like, you know, every time Joey Gibson stands up and says he's not a racist because of XYZ, you can then go to their like website and like see pictures of him with like all of these different white supremacists and like overtly hateful, like people that engage in overtly hateful ideology and groups. So they do a really good job of just like that kind of research and documenting. So we use that as a resource, and then we have our events.
Here's an interview I conducted a while back with the lead organizers of a group called Pop Mob, or Popular Mobilization, who are responsible for a great deal of the anti-fascist organizing that's taken place in Portland since 2018.
My name is Effie Baum. I am one of the organizers with Pop Mob.
Yeah, and my name is Seamus. I'm another organizer with Pop Mob.
Can y'all tell me about Pop Mob's association with anti-fascist organizing?
On July 30th of 2018, there was a Proud Boy Patriot Prayer rally that happened downtown Portland. It is now kind of colloquially referred to as the Battle of Portland. And it came a year after the Jeremy Christian murders had happened. And a huge